Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all of you wonderful listeners on this beautiful Tuesday evening. Of course, to all of the wonderful viewers on Facebook and YouTube. This is, of course, the Daily Grind, your place to talk all things business, all things passion. And on this very special episode, I have within me, I have the owner of Coffee. But I don't want to introduce her. She's a very lovely lady. Can you introduce yourself to the wonderful listeners?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. There are no complaints. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong at all. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. I don't think the listeners know, but before this, you were so energetic. You were coming in here. Yes, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous, I'm not going to lie. But okay, let's go for it.
Yes, okay. This is Khalida Parker, ladies and gentlemen, the owner of Coffee, the founder of Coffee. Coffee is, of course, a coffee joint, but I'm not going to do it justice because I'm not the best coffee person or the best person in regards to that. Why don't you do it for the people? Introduce yourself.
So first and foremost, I would like to say Assalamu alaikum to everybody that is listening and watching on the lives. My name is Khalida Parker. I am the owner of Coffee Coffee. Alhamdulillah, Coffee is a business that is passionate, oriented. Oh my God.
Mom, it's so weird. I think you're getting a little bit nervous. Don't worry, it's only me and you in the studio with, of course, your colleague who is sitting there lovely and behind the scenes. But, okay, let's direct it a little bit better. Tell me the origins of Coffee, because a lot of people out there obviously love coffee. Me personally, I'm more of an instant coffee kind of guy, the chicory kind of guy. I know the people know what brand I'm talking about here, but that's more so what I gravitate towards. But you have a passion for coffee. When you came in here, you showed off these literally delicious looking drinks. So tell us a little bit more on the origins of your business.
So Coffee began way before, I would say, the time that it says on the trailer itself. Coffee is first and foremost, I'd want to introduce the brand itself. It is a mobile coffee shop that operates in Cape Town, and we move around from location to location. All with the premise of delivering a consistent quality good product or products, and delivering as well an exceptional experience. We as ourselves, the individuals that's part of the brand, would be part of it.
Okay. Now I'm curious though, oh yeah, somebody's saying Abdul Samad Sido is saying yes, a coffee joint. But you guys don't only do coffee. No. On your Instagram, I saw the first thing I saw when I looked at it was wonderful waffles.
Yes.
That obviously grabbed my eyes. So take us a little bit more through that, because you're not only a coffee shop and you obviously move around a lot, and that creates a lot of pressure because you have to quickly adapt. And we've had people come on here before who have operated from food markets and so on and so forth, and that's their main source of income. So tell us a little bit more in regards to exactly how you operate and what the philosophy of your brand is.
So Coffee is a brand that has multiple categories within the brand. It's artisanal coffee, waffles, or desserts to be specific. In desserts, which is now the quaffle, which is what we call it. Quaffle is inspired by Harry Potter. A point that I did not make in the beginning was to say that Coffee is also geek inspired. It is actually a representation of my personality.
Oh, I just realized that you actually have the symbol for the Deathly Hallows
100%
from Harry Potter.
As well. It is.
Oh my word, I'm ashamed that I didn't recognize that. I actually read all of Harry Potter when I was a kid.
Okay.
Oh my, it actually all makes sense now in regards to your logo. It's all clicking now.
100%.
Geek inspired. That's absolutely fantastic. Now I wanted to know in regards to your passion for coffee, because as I told you, I don't actually drink filtered coffee. I'm more of an instant coffee kind of guy. I wake up in the morning, boom, bam, 3 sugar, 2 coffee. It's gone. And that's how I operate. And that's mostly because I'm lazy and I like to stick to what I know. So I wanted to know, in regards to your passion, where does that come from? Where does it all stem from, your passion for coffee? Because it's not normal, especially in our community. People are like, oh, all about instant coffee. But
Yeah. So it began, I would say, actually when I was way younger. My sister would make the instant coffee for me, and she actually taught me how to create crema from using instant coffee with sugar, and then you kind of like stir it and things like
for
that.
our people that are unenlightened, not me specifically, because I know everything about coffee. I'm a coffee expert.
Of course.
Definitely, all of my years drinking instant coffee has made me the connoisseur of coffee. But for those people that don't know what you were just referring to, could you maybe enlighten them?
Okay, so instant coffee is basically coffee that is, first and foremost, you have to say that it is made, or it is, you get it from the bean called, the plant called Robusta. So it is a very intense and intense in caffeine, as opposed to the Arabica beans that we use in a normal coffee shop. Instance, so basically that you get two different types of plants, which is also called coffea, and that is where the name comes from.
Wow.
And my good friend Jamil was actually the one that assisted me with coming up with coffea's name. Alhamdulillah, it was really great. And then the bean itself, right? So you use Robusta beans to essentially create instant coffee, but it's because of the high caffeine, that is why they use that method.
Yeah.
But also, as you mentioned, majority of companies use Chikro.
Yeah. They don't actually use coffee.
They don't actually use coffee.
They use like about 5% coffee, then they say, oh yeah, it's coffee as a whole, which is a trickery that they utilize. But in regards to your movement, because you said you operate on a basis of moving here and there, and your model is basically working at food markets and so on and so forth. I wanted to know, in that regards, right, how do you identify where to go to? But also, could you tell us maybe a little bit how social media has impacted you? Because I know that I've seen your social media. It was the first thing I did when I heard your name, and I must say, you guys have quite the range here. Jeez, I mean,
so we've got, like I said, like I mentioned, we have artisanal coffee, which is the type of coffee that we have. It goes through different processes, the proper processes of acquiring beans. Then we've got the milkshakes, or the milkshake range. We've got standard and both, and gourmet as well. We've got quite a few. We've got actually about 21 milkshakes on the menu, but I do rotate it, where I remove a few milkshakes and I'll put it back on again once I see, it's time for me to be able to put it back on the market again. Then I've got, like I mentioned earlier on, the quaffle, and then I've got a waffle cone. And the waffle cone is actually the one that I brought you. And so I hope that you're going to enjoy that.
No, probably am.
And these are products that I make myself.
No question. I'm going to enjoy it. You see these cheeks. You don't get cheeks like this without liking food. That's for sure. Now, in regards to your business, now, for the past couple of years, during the COVID pandemic, restaurants have been hit especially hard. And your business is, of course, a restaurant. Now, I wanted to know, during these times of COVID, where markets were shut down and you had to be very, very careful on how you navigated the field, how did that affect your business and how did you overcome that?
So we had to close, obviously, like everybody else.
Yeah.
But I think it was when lockdown level 3, if I'm not mistaken, that was when we came back. That was roughly in September of 2020. And that was actually when I launched the waffle, the double waffle that we have. You guys can check it on Instagram, at Coffee. And basically, since then, the quaffle took, limelight, I would say. And then from the challenges that were presented, I would say, is more just the fact that getting people to be comfortable to come outside. But alhamdulillah, from when we came back from lockdown, the support was amazing. It was so fantastic to experience. It was truly overwhelming, and I make shukr that the people really supported us in that way. And they really enjoyed the products, which was really great for myself to experience, as well as my family. I think that they were extremely shocked to see the way the waffle took off, I
Yeah.
would say. I didn't expect it. Nobody expected it, but it was great. But alhamdulillah. And but the challenges, I would say, it's kind of like getting people comfortable
I understand.
to be in a space. But alhamdulillah, I would say that the advantage is that we're outside. So we are an outdoor coffee shop, nothing less than a coffee shop, and we trade on weekends only as well. And we have set times that we do trade. However, it does change now and then
Oh.
to suit our needs.
I wanted to ask in regards to this. Whenever people come on here, any entrepreneur, most of the time they are people like you that come from small beginnings or in their small beginnings, and what motivates them is passion. And I come back to this idea of how passion fuels you, because passion often at times influences the quality of your products. For instance, once I had here the owner of Woody's, Munir Haywood, and then he came on and he talked about how he doesn't dampen his quality because of the fact that he's very prideful of his brand, and another part is that he's very passionate about the food that he produces. Now I wanted to know for you, because like with Munir saying that, he also stated that it's also very costly. It creates an issue because you want to maintain the highest of quality, but that means that you have to obtain the most expensive of ingredients. Now I wanted to know, in your respect, how hard has it been for you to operate on that basis? Because it's very clear as you're sitting here and as you're talking to me that you have a passion for what you do. You have a passion for what you create. Nothing that you create, even going into the name, it's just something you just woke up and you're like, that's the thing it's going to be. You obviously put some thought into it. Even with the branding is all tied to your love of Harry Potter and so on and so forth. So could you just maybe enlighten us on that matter in regards to how your passion works to motivate you, but also could you enlighten us as to how your passion helps you overcome those struggles that are inevitable as an entrepreneur?
So as you know, that in every business we get, you have challenges that present itself, right? And for me, I always felt that in order to be able to be in a business or own a business, I would say, or just do anything with regard to working and earning a living, I always felt that I needed to be passionate about what I do.
Yeah.
And when I was really, really young, I always made dua and I asked Allah to grant me a passion that I could feel, that I was connected to, and that would also enable me to feel like I'm sharing an experience with people.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, in 2014, I discovered my passion. And from then, I basically went to coffee shop and started off in Stellenbosch, which was really amazing. Starting off there, because the coffee hub in Stellenbosch.
No, Stellenbosch has a fantastic coffee experience
100%.
because everything is centrally located. All of the students like to drink coffee and so on and so forth. Also, I remember that there was a 10 Rand coffee shop at the time.
Express.
Oh, that was blissful. But anyway, we are digressing here. Continue with your origin story.
So from there, I started, going towards exploring coffee shops in Cape Town itself. Myself and my friend, my one friend that I mentioned earlier on, Jamil, we actually went and explored different coffee establishments, and in that way we built onto the flavor profile of our palate. And our frame, and increased the frame of reference of our palate to be able to taste different coffees. And eventually I got to a point where, when I had to create the bean, or I had to go and find and source a coffee bean for myself, for my business, I managed to get the coffee bean that I put together, and I specifically told them, that I wanted from this origin.
Yeah.
It's a blend as well.
Yeah.
And I was very specific on the coffee profile that I wanted, the flavor, and alhamdulillah, it's a flavor profile that is it can be enjoyed by almost everybody. It's not too different, and it's not, however, it is different enough to keep people knowing that this is my coffee. This is coffee is coffee.
I was smiling there while you were mentioning that, not because, I'm trying to put on a facade, but more so because I'm actually very intrigued that you actually went out, and in the beginning you already told me, this is where our coffee beans come from. You mentioned the names that I've already forgotten, but it was actually wonderful how you were able to actually share your knowledge on the industry, because you actually have knowledge on the industry from a base level. From a customer level, and you've also managed your flavor profile, so you have absolutely complete control of your brand. And alhamdulillah, your brand is growing on Insta, I see. But I wanted to know, in terms of your brand and the image that you have and social media, how have you tasked yourself with managing all of that? Because, I have aunties come on here, right? And the aunties are always talking to me about, they can't even understand it. They don't even know what TikTok is, but then they have their little child going around.
Yeah.
But for you, it's a little bit different. So you have absolute control over what you produce. So enlighten us a little bit about that.
So social media, I control it 100%. If you ever communicate via Instagram or Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, TikTok, everything, I'm the one that you're going to be communicating with. Why I do it that way is because I want it to be that my customers feel that they are engaging with me. Because at the end of the day, I am the one that they want to perhaps communicate with.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, if they have, say for example, a complaint, which it can happen, and I'm not being unrealistic to say that it has happened, because we are all human, and there's error that happens all the time. So, I would want to deal with that myself, and I always feel that my customer needs to feel comfortable enough to come forward to me and communicate with me and tell me that this happened, and I'm gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna sort you out. This. I don't fight it. I'm just like, tell me what happened so that I know what happened, and then we move forward, and then in that way I improve in terms of my products. But when it comes to social media, right, social media is actually a form of expression for me. So as you see, my Coffea page itself, majority of the photos is taken by myself. As well as actually taken by my brother, who is Perfect Moments Productions, and shout out to him. And and then the photos that you find on there, it's both mine and his. And then obviously the ads is what we create ourselves, and or we maybe get if we're collaborating with a different or another company. And then maybe they will create the ad, and obviously we post it like that. So it's like there must be synergy as well, and we try to keep our ads in such a way that it is representative of the brand.
Yes.
And also trying to incorporate other brands to make it look nice. So that's what we want.
That's curious though, your mindset there, because a lot of people that have a lot of passion for what they do also tends to border on arrogance, and that often at times makes them very hard to deal with, especially when you have to come to the relationship between you and the consumer. Because as you mentioned, a lot of the time you make mistakes. Not all of the time, but you're human.
Yes.
It's in our nature to make mistakes, and the only thing we can do is learn from it and improve as we go along to better ourselves and our product and the brand as a whole. But I need to understand this a little bit more. So your mindset, while is very actually unique, because there are a lot of people that operate that I've actually had on here that actually don't have that mindset. Now, they don't really unveil it in the interview, but it's very clear in the mannerisms of their speech as to what they are about. But I wanted to know from you, how do you actually manage it all? And I'm talking here now from the perspective of mental health and all of that kind of perspective, as in regards to how do you handle the pressure that comes from being an entrepreneur? And I'm asking this question not mainly because I want to gain insight, but also for our listeners. Because as you know, there are people sitting out there that probably have an idea. We've all been there where we sit and we think, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And what stops them is the fear of the unknown, the fear of the task itself, and the weight of that task, especially when it becomes the income source. So I wanted to know from your perspective, and what does that mean for you? And also, what would your message be to those out there that have those thoughts of like it's going to fail and have that fear in them?
So I would say, to start off, any dream, any goal that you have, and especially if you have a goal to start a business, if that got placed into your heart, into your mind, that means that Allah placed it there. And if you made dua for it, that means Allah wants to give it to you. It just means that you need to work hard enough to try and get it. And for me, from a very young age, I always believed that Allah was going to give it to me. And I knew that Coffea, once it became a reality for me, it was kind of like, it was my biggest dream that became reality. And alhamdulillah, my parents have a very big impact, and my family as well, a very big impact on what you see right now, because they were with me, they were supporting me, and as well as my friends and even my customers. They've played a very an integral part of the establishment of Coffea. And I would say that, if you have a good support system, which I hope that many people do, because that is so important. Because if you don't have that, I'll tell you, from the mental aspect, from the mental part of things, it becomes really challenging. And I'll tell you that, when you mentioned earlier on that, how do you navigate the mental side of things of managing everything? So the structure of Coffea is that we trade on weekends. And a lot of people in the beginning, they couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle the fact that we only traded on weekends. And it was like they just wanted full access completely and all the time. And for me, it was just like, no. I've been in the industry. I've worked in the industry. I know what it's like to work 16 hours a day, every day, having one off day. It is terrible. And I was just like, I can't do that. Okay. So for me, I've managed my time in such a way that when the full operation or trading times would be on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the other days would be me managing other aspects of the business itself. And that is when I take the time to engage in social media and focusing on perhaps planning what I'm going to do in future kind of vibes.
So basically a day just to regroup, rethink and re-strategize for the week ahead.
As well, I will point out, in this industry, right, and particularly the type of business that I have to transfer, and unfortunately this does happen, where you transfer quite a bit of energy that you have, and it's kind of like I need time to recoup. And even if it's just a day, I just need a day to kind of like be like, okay, I need to breathe. Because of the personality that I have, alhamdulillah, I talk a lot. And it's just like right now, I might be a little bit nervous, but like in general, alhamdulillah, I talk quite a bit to my customers, and I feel like I want to engage with them. I enjoy engaging with them, especially when I meet people that love the coffee and they love the geek. And those two things together is just next level. So if you want to come talk to me, by all means.
That's fantastic. We are ever have to go for some commercial news, pay the bills. But when we come back, we're going to be showcasing some of the products of Coffea. So stay tuned for that. You can go onto our Facebook Live for more videos and all that kind of stuff and see exactly what they have in store. So stay tuned for that. But now we go pay the bills with some commercial news.
Welcome to Coating Ink. How can I help you?
I need to paint the town red.
Well, we are Plascon paint experts.
Cool. Now let's paint the town red.
We stock paint for a boat to a house. In fact, anything to suit your need. Our grand opening on 2 October. Together, we got this. Visit us at 47 Section Street, Pardon Island. Coating Ink. Plascon paint expert. Together, we got this.
Let's paint the town red.
Coating Ink. Plascon paint expert. Call 021 773 0118. Attention Cape Town! Welcome to Grill and Braai Grand Opening Specials. Full chicken and chips only 99 Rand. 5 chicken wings and chips only 50 Rand with a free cool drink. Full chicken Gadsby only 99 Rand with a free 2-liter cool drink. 2 beef burgers only 30 Rand. We are the Braai Masters. Find us at 231 Long Street, Cape Town. We have something for everyone. We do phone orders and deliveries. Grill and Braai, original sauce, good braai, authentic taste. Diarize the 27th of May for our new store opening at 580 Lansdowne Road, Lansdowne.
Your health is your wealth, and at To Your Health, we provide our clients with professional and clinical health services. We stock a wide range of health products, so whatever your health issue, we have the natural product for you. At To Your Health, we also do live blood analysis, which helps to enhance and improve your health. We pride ourselves with excellent and competitive prices for quality natural products. Phone us today for a free consultation with Ashraf Bandika on 021 671 2469. We are conveniently situated at Kenilworth Centre and open 7 days a week.
Almost 1 billion people live without clean drinking water. It's a crisis because it only starts with water. But water affects everything in life: health, education, food, and the lives of women and children especially. We can end the water crisis in our lifetime. For just 1,000 Rand, find out how your donation can change the lives of those who would give anything for the water you drink. Penny Appeal's Thirst Relief project has transformed communities with water solutions. Do your bit today to provide the gift of water. Call 031 207 3182 or visit www.pennyappeal.org.za. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
Cape Chick is officially here and ready to serve you. VOC will be broadcasting live from the store this Saturday, the 4th of June. Join our awesome mid-morning medley team from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. as we welcome this amazing team and brand to the shores of Cape Town. Grand opening deals just for you. 10 kilogram of chicken leg quarters at 419 Rand 99. Fresh whole chicken, 42 Rand 49 per kilogram. 5 kilogram of mixed portions, 169 Rand 99. And nippy sausage, 57 Rand 99. Amazing in-store prizes to be won, like an air fryer, blender and a 32-inch TV. Come and say hello to us at Cape Chick, situated at Unit 2, Block G, Access Park, Kenilworth Centre, or contact them on 061 525 1010. See you there.
The Voice of the Cape, 91.3 FM stereo.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to the Daily Grind, where passion and business is always discussed. On this beautiful episode of the Daily Grind, on this beautiful evening, of course, I have Coffee owner Khalida Parker with me in studio, and we are now going to be showcasing what she has brought with us for the interview. So why don't you go ahead? We will now switch to her on the live stream so you can see exactly.
Actually, can you experience this right now?
I can. I'm just gonna.
I would want you
Okay.
to-
So I'm not really gonna do this on the radio because who wants to hear me slip? But on the live stream you can see me drink it. So can you just take us through in regards to what is in here and also what's
It's
in
coffee.
there? Just coffee.
It's coffee.
It's just coffee.
I can't tell you anything else.
You can't tell me anything else.
it's
Okay,
not
wait.
true.
Okay, give me a second, ladies and gentlemen, as I taste
It's a
this.
coffee milkshake, guys. It's called the Chosen One.
Oh, that's so good. My word. Oh my. You know, actually, before we were actually speaking on air, I did mention to them that the one thing I love about filtered coffee is that it's always amazing with ice cream. For some or other reason, it's so good. Also, I like the fact that this is another reference to Harry Potter, but continue.
So, just a major thing that I want to point out to you, and as well as many of our listeners, the coffee that the method of extraction that we are using in a coffee shop is espresso, right? It is not filter. Filter is paper that it's like filtered paper that you get specifically made to brew, and it's an alternative method of brewing coffee.
Yeah.
So the main method, in my personal opinion, is that
No, it's also my opinion after this one.
Of course, is that well, not the best way. I don't want to say that. I'm not going to say that. It's just the preferred way is espresso, and that's using a commercial coffee machine, which you get different sizes. You get a single group head, you get 2 group head, and a 3 group head. So it just depends on obviously how big of a machine that you would want in a coffee shop, and also how big of a space that you have to allow for that. But this coffee the extraction is from an espresso. So our coffee milkshakes is espresso based, as well as all of our coffee. We do not use filter coffee. We do not we're not using the method of brewing that is filter. We're not using that. However, inshallah, I will incorporate it one day. But however, I'll probably incorporate like AeroPress, or maybe bringing in siphoning and things like that. So I mean, that's a whole
I'm definitely not confused. I understand essentially, siphoning, all of that. Yes,
it's so scientific.
I'm a siphoner myself.
Of course.
I go home every day and I wait and I cipher. I'm trying to just decipher, I'm trying to figure out exactly what that is.
So siphoning is just it's just a way of making coffee. Look, you can Google it. I'm not gonna lie. It's
No,
just,
I'm definitely gonna Google it.
Yeah.
I honest to God, I'm not lying to you. I honestly thought that there are only about 3 ways of making coffee.
Yeah.
Either that's instant, boiling water, there's filtered, and then there's that thing where you get a coffee shop that they just like press or something and it goes shoo, and I don't know what that is. But those 3 methods are the only way I know how it works. You don't even she also doesn't know what it is. Okay, so finally me and the owner of coffee are both confused. Mashallah. It's
What happened?
Together we will be confused. But those are the only ways I've ever known of making coffee. So when I sit here and I'm in bewilderment, it's mostly because I'm actually like shocked at the knowledge you're spreading. For instance, assumed it's like one bean
No,
or like.
you get many different types.
I
of
thought
beans
all
from
coffee
different
tastes the same.
origins.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, it doesn't.
But I've been enlightened today.
It's not. You get so many different and it's from different countries.
Yeah.
So different countries will give you different flavors, as well as different roasters. Meaning now the people that is going to bring out the flavor.
Yes.
Just for layman's terms, it's kind of like you are. Think of it in the terms of you are roasting,
Yes.
like in a pan,
Yeah.
and you just like giving flavor to it. Like I would assume even like if you think of cashews, right?
Yeah.
And you're putting that in a pan and you kind of like doing
Yeah, roasting.
roasted cashews. It gives a different flavor. So it's the same concept with coffee. Is that depending on how long it's being roasted for, depending on it's just okay. That's a whole different conversation, but it can
You
get
could have
wild.
a whole TED talk about
It
this.
can
couldn't
get
you?
wild, and I mean, like there are people that do TED talks. on coffee.
My word, the world of coffee is a little bit too big for my
I mean, I
comprehension.
tell you, the coffee industry is wild and is amazing as well, especially in Cape Town.
Yes.
If you don't know, please go and experience the coffee industry in Cape Town. It is we are it's the hub in South Africa, Cape Town. You're not going to find the variety that you have in Cape Town anywhere else.
Yes. Unfortunately, before we can showcase your next item, we have to go and pay the bills. It's an unfortunate thing, but it is a necessary thing. Tune in more after the break, and then we're going to be showing more of what Khalida has brought for us here in studio. And also, she'll telling us a little bit more about her travel. So stay tuned for that. We now go pay the bills.
Hi, welcome to Sani Barbecue tonight. From which village will you be ordering today? That's right, at Sani Barbecue tonight we offer villages of food such as a tikka chicken village, seafood village, biryani village and even a local Gatsby village amongst others. If you can imagine it, we have it. Check out our vast menu of delicious food on offer, and during these crazy times of COVID-19, simply phone ahead and collect your order or visit www.sanibarbecuetonight.co.za for our many delivery options. With branches in Rylands, Grassy Park and Lansdowne, Sadi Barbecue Tonight have you covered. Phone 021 696 3392.
Mother of Plain Foods, servicing the community for a decade with these affordable prices. Get fresh A-grade T-bone club steaks at R89.99 per kilo. Fresh A-grade stewing blade beef pochicos at R84.99 per kilo. 4 kilo Henwell chicken mixed portions at R135. Whole chickens at R39.99 per kilo. And whole snook at R44.99 per kilo. Get these and more at Mother of Plain in Town Centre, Mitchell's Plain. Call 021 391 3096. Mother of Plain Foods.
If you ever find yourself in a situation that requires legal advice, Sali & Sali Attorneys is the firm you need on your side. We assist you in matters of property transfers, bond registration, or winding up a deceased estate and more. We work closely with you, providing efficient, professional, and excellent service, resolving even the most challenging case with a smile, making you rest assured that everything is being taken care of. Contact Sali & Sali Attorneys now on 021-697-2093. Sali & Sali Attorneys, where trust is everything.
Devlin Hyper has the following amazing month-end deals. 1 kilogram jungle oats, R29.99. 750ml Handy Andy, R24.99. Colgate shampoo, R19.99. 2.5 kilogram Golden Cloud cake flour, R24.99. And 750 gram Nescafe Recoffee, R79.99. These specials are available until the 10th of June at Devlin Hyper, Epping, Mitchell's Plain and Paarl.
The Voice of the Cape, 91.3 FM stereo.
The Daily Grind. Business Savvy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Daily Grind, where we talk business and passion and everything in between. We have, of course, with us Khalida Parker in studio. The camera is, of course, facing her on the live stream because she will be now showcasing to us the other item that she brought with her today.
So I've brought my very first dessert that I brought out into the world. It is called a taccocino. Sorry, I can't actually
She can't tilt it so much with the camera. Yeah.
But maybe, are you going to eat it now?
No.
Okay.
No.
So basically, it is a waffle cone.
Yes.
And there's like different toppings that I have available for the waffle cone as well. I've got Oreo, but my signature is there with espresso. So you get a shot of espresso on the side, and you can pour that over. Jeez. And that experience is obviously a coffee experience. Yeah, and that concept is being applied to all my desserts that I currently have, which is this one and the waffle.
A dessert that wakes you up.
Literally. It like scripts you
Quite literally going to wake you up into reality.
Yes.
But unfortunately, Khalida, we are leading to the end of the segment. And somebody in the comments, we have, of course, someone here, Abdusam Matsador, that is saying plunging and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, oh yeah, of course, plunging. That thing that I also do at home sometimes. Yeah, I definitely know exactly what you're speaking of.
A plunger is
that's a thing.
You know what's a plunger?
Yeah, I know. It's the one that I know how to use.
Yes.
That's the only one I know how to use.
You put coffee in it, you put water in it, you're putting the top part in, and you...
You know, that unironically is the only thing I knew about.
I'm realizing no one can see me.
Yeah, nobody can see you except the people there on the live stream that can actually see you doing that.
But it's a two-instrument device.
And then on the Facebook, Rafiq Abzal is asking for the IG link.
Instagram. Sorry, Marv. At Coffee or Coffee. So coffee is spelled COPHIA and coffee. COFFE.
Fantastic. If you want that also, I put it in the live stream comments so that you can get that yourself. But also if they want to get in touch with you, and we will be next week or so on and so forth, how can they find that out also from your Instagram?
They can look at our Instagram page, Twitter, Facebook, and they can also communicate with me via WhatsApp. The number is 064 545 5037.
5037.
Correct.
If you also want that is of course also in the Facebook. But I wanted to ask one final question, and this is the question I ask every guest that comes in. I've already asked it partially in regards to mental health and handling it all, but now I'm going to ask it from the perspective of someone that just wants to start and that is inspired from your story on your knowledge of coffee and so on and so forth. How would you motivate them? I mean, what would you tell someone that is currently on the precipice of taking that leap into entrepreneurship? What would your words of motivation be to them? Because I can guarantee you that they are listening and they would also want to know.
Do extensive research. That is one thing I can tell you from experience. That is exactly what I did. I tried my best to ensure that I had enough knowledge on the industry that I was getting myself involved in, as well as I gained experience in the things that I knew that was going to have value in my business. Obviously, there's many a times that if you are going into a business and you're going to gain the experience as you go along. No business is the same, which means that the things that applied in my business is not going to apply in anybody else's business. And yes, I can maybe give advice, but it does not mean that what I did is going to be exactly what you're going to experience. So what I can say is, don't give up. Don't ever give up. And you know what? If you have a dream, believe that you can achieve it, and inshallah, Allah will grant that you will achieve it, and with enough to us, it will become reality. And believe that it will become reality, because at the end of the day, if we don't believe, then what do we have?
So hard work, knowledge, faith, and
100%.
passion.
And passion. And love what you do. Love what you do always.
That's a recipe tip from Khalida Parker, owner of Coffee. If you want further details, of course, it is in the Facebook. We, however, have to conclude the show now because unfortunately it is the end of this episode. I'm going to be enjoying that milkshake though. But before that, I wanted to say somebody here asked in regards to dropping of blanket money for our CSR drive. We are based in 2 Queen's Park, Salt River, Auntie of 3032. We are based there, so if you want to drop off the money, you can obviously do that. You can also call 021-442-3500 for further details, or check out our social media for the banking details if you don't want to come all the way to Salt River to drop the money. But we appreciate everything that does come in, and we really, really encourage the more it does. However, we now come to the conclusion of the daily grind. From myself, Daniel Matthews, I want to wish you a special Assalamu Alaikum. Thank you so much for coming on here and educating me, even though you're educating the listeners, I must say, because of course I already knew everything about coffee, and I was just acting the fool. I definitely knew what siphoning is. I definitely do it all the time. But yes, it has been a fantastic time. Of course, we have to now conclude. If you want to participate still in the giveaway, wherein we will be giving a brand therapy away, all you have to do is contact the number of 029913913 over WhatsApp. Send through your business idea, or maybe you haven't started your business but you have that thought about what's going through, or you have a business and you can send through your business details. All you have to do is send through any of that information on #DailyGrind, and we will look into it. If you want your show to be broadcasted here, all you have to do is of course do the exact same thing with the #DailyGrind. It will be really appreciated, and we of course will contact you so that you can come on our airwaves. We need always try to promote small businesses. But that's the end of the broadcast. To all of the wonderful viewers on the Voice of the Cape Facebook page and YouTube, I bid you also an Assalamu Alaikum. You can see all of the wonderful things that you can purchase at Coffee, and that's that. For myself, Daniel Matthews, Assalamu Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next week for another episode of The Daily Grind.